Hey everyone, Sketch Card Hive here. Today we have a very cool episode, and we're going to be talking to a Sabretooth collector. Yes, so the character collecting guide is continuing forward. We just had Doctor Strange. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check that out. We got a couple more things coming, and hopefully going to build out this segment on the channel. A lot of people have been enjoying it so far, so I'm excited to do that. I'm going to have my very close friend, OCD Marvel Sketch Card, helping me along on this ride. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, coming off the glow of a Marvel Jerks award win.
Dude, you looked different. Like I'm kind of embarrassed being here talking to you. I'm a little like, wow, he's really here. This is insane.
You
But
know,
you're an award-winning collector.
well, I'm award winning also for falling out of this chair. So
We'll
that's what
keep
I,
you sturdy.
yeah,
So
exactly.
that's why you're having to redo the basement. You were like, I need to have this as an arena where I will not fall out of my chair. It
Yeah,
makes
my
total sense.
Velcro budget was high for this project. Absolutely.
Perfect. And then we have our very good friend Sabretooth PC graded. Hey,
Hey,
buddy.
how's it going, everybody?
Thank you for coming on the channel, by the way, man. I'm so happy to see you here, dude.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So we're gonna have some fun. Thank you everybody in the chat who's here. Doctor Strange Archive, amazing collector. Past video if you haven't heard. Madness in the house. Wolverine's Sabretooth's nemesis. So little bit of battle going on there.
Um,
We got William. Hey buddy, how's it going? I gotta have you on here next. And Christopher. Hey Christopher, thank you for being on here, man. Okay, so character collecting, you're getting Sabretooth. I'm gonna break this one open. Why Sabretooth?
why Sabretooth? I'm from Northern Canada. I live in Alberta, and Sabretooth is apparently born in Edmonton. On the back of one of the cards, I think it was like in '92, it said born in Edmonton. And I was like, well, you know what? Everybody here collects hockey players from here, so I'm going to collect a Marvel character from here. So,
There it is. That's what's up. I like
yeah.
it. Showing them how to do it right. So cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm absolutely okay. So people haven't seen your Instagram yet are missing out. My favorite part about this hobby, and we are not sponsored by Instagram at all, but is what people have been doing with their collections and how they've been showing off these cards. So you're collecting Sabretooth. I know you've been collecting Marvel cards for a while, and I know you're very much in this. What made you start to make a character collection focus on Sabretooth? So we know why you like Sabretooth, why you started collecting him, but like what really made you start going kind of like the crazy route like Matt and me on Sabretooth?
It's a good question. It was a bit of an evolution. I'd collected sets from the '90s, and I have my little binders with all my base sets and inserts, and I really enjoy doing it. There's a lull in sets coming out. I know that sounds crazy nowadays, but there was a lull of sets that just didn't really show up, and it got kind of dry for a while. And I always thought in the back of my mind, if I were gonna pick a character to go after seeing videos from you guys and stuff about character collecting, I knew I was gonna do Sabretooth. I haven't really actually told anybody this, but I opened up a blaster box at beginnings, and I was peeling through, and the first hit I pulled was a red supernova of Sabretooth. And from there I was like, well, if I had it in my mind for a long time to do it, but that was just the catalyst, I guess, that it all lined up and it was on.
A Marvel card sign. I love that. And Supernova, which is actually a really nice insert too.
I pulled the same card with my niece at Christmas. I got her a blaster box for Christmas. It was kind of funny. I had to trade her for it.
I hope she held out. I hope she was like, nah, I want something crazy. I've heard about
for it. She's pretty happy.
It's awesome. Oh man, that's great. Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Hey everybody, hey Silverface, how you doing, buddy? Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about character collecting and how we're going to kind of get into what are some of the different benchmarks and ways we're approaching it. Matt's been doing Danny Moonstar. I've been doing Surfer, obviously. You're doing Sabretooth now. What set are you were surprised by, right? Like what set was the one where you started getting Sabretooth cards out of and you were like, oh, I didn't realize this had this effect, or like, I didn't realize this set had Sabretooth. Like one was one that kind of took you back.
Oof, that is a very good question. I'm blown away at the quality of the Sabretooth cards in DeSanto's set in the 22mm. There are so many good Sabretooth cards, and I really like the inserts. I wasn't shocked to find out that there were a bunch of great inserts because it was a masterpiece set. They were super cool. But Marvel Beginnings has a ton of Sabretooth inserts. Like, there are more inserts. Like, I don't even know if I have them all. Still working on it. There's so many of them. But that was a cool one to have. Yeah, I'm going to go with Beginnings to answer your question.
I'm very excited for. Well, Matt and you both have Beginnings, right? Matt, you got Danny Moonstar in there and appearance cards on top of that.
Yep. So 3 characters actually, because one of the evolutions of character collecting is you don't just collect the ones with their name on it; you collect the ones where they appear on the card. So with Demon Bear on the flipped FX, she's in the foreground of the traditional Sinkovich Demon Bear, but you just barely see this tiny little head at the bottom. And then on Emma Frost, she's in the background as well. So I had 3 characters to chase in that set. And I actually loved it. I mean, that's, as far as her appearances and variances, that's been the biggest one. So pretty excited.
I feel like Beginnings has a lot of first appearances and a lot of really good images that they're using. I know Series 2, Volume 2 is coming out, well, now this year, right? Because we're in 2024. But so what set, that actually leads me to another good question. What's the set you're worried about?
You know what set I'm worried about. Fleer Ultra Wolverine. Yeah. Fleer Ultra Wolverine has Sabretooth on the box, the pack, and some like really, really good inserts. That's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be a holy grail for you.
I can't wait. I ordered some boxes already. I cannot wait.
We actually had a great conversation about ordering boxes, which I think would be good for character collectors to hear. Like, I don't think it's funny because we were talking, it was like just not smart to buy boxes as like a character collector at all. It's such a gamble and stuff like that. It's so difficult. But then they come out with a set, because I bought Beginnings for the comic cuts and stuff. I was like, no, I have to have trade fodder. I have to try. I have to give it an attempt to do it. Sure. But yeah. I think anybody who's character collecting would know to stay away from boxes and to kind of build it differently. Yeah.
Unless your character's on the box and the packs.
Then you have to get them.
Yeah.
Well, have you gone down that road yet where it's like packs, sell sheets, posters, promotional material? Have you gone there yet?
No comment. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, absolutely. I've started down that. I didn't do this with any type of class and patience. I started finding stuff, and I just went after a whole bunch of stuff. I grabbed a lot of stuff. I made a lot of mistakes, but it was worth it.
It's fun. It's good to go for all that stuff. I did that too. It's always fun to do that and to kind of figure out your way around it. I don't know. Does Danny Moonstar have any kind of promotional material or anything like that? Nothing in verses. Nothing.
No.
Nothing I can ruin your world with. Let me think if I've seen it.
No, I mean, maybe she would be on the box of the New Mutants expansion, but again, I'm just sticking with cards. So
yeah, that's smart. Plus, you're doing all variant stuff. I still don't know how you're doing that. It's insane to me. That's amazing. Like every variant of an appearance for Danny Moonstar is just awesome. I wish I had the patience for that. So we got a couple of comments here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Spider Cave. Hey, how's it going? Ryder, also come to the point you collect a group like Midnight Suns, X-Men Defenders. But yeah, so group stuff is really difficult. Matt probably has the worst of it for group stuff because Danny is such an essential part of New Mutants, and New Mutants is not necessarily a small group whatsoever.
But the flip side is they're not super popular like some of the other teams. They're definitely a B tier at best,
Yeah, that's true.
Saves me a lot.
That's true. Yeah.
So I'd like to know on Sabretooth sort of what directions are you going, and are you doing sort of all like sort of what's your game plan? What's your 5-year plan?
I got asked this a lot over Christmas about my personal life, not my Sabretooth collection. So my plan is to I use Instagram to display my collection for all the people in the community. My Instagram is right down there. You can follow along and see all the cards that I've got. I try to add like an image a day, and I play around with the reels and music and stuff. So the direction I'm going with it is is the base. I love having the base cards. I like to, as you can see right there, I like doing the rainbows of with the inserts. Like for anime, for example, there are some cool ones. I like having the promotional material. The direction I'm going is having a collection that appears to be pretty complete. Like there isn't a lot missing from it. I don't want to call myself a completionist because I'm not going to get one of ones and stuff like that. I don't care about that at all. But I definitely want to have a pretty complete. I'm a complete and kind of guy, and have that for my collection where I have like a mix of PMGs that aren't impossible to find but aren't outrageous, and I'm really focused on having all of the 90s stuff. I love the 90s stuff for Sabretooth.
So it looks so good.
No sketches, no comic cuts.
So I have never successfully got a comic cut of Sabretooth. I've only ever seen one for sale, and it hasn't worked out for me so far. And other than that, it's truthfully the only one I've ever seen. And sorry, Matt, what was your first one you said there before comic
sketches?
Sketches. I have some really cool sketches that I don't share. I don't share any sketches, and I don't share any printing plates on the Instagram there.
Gotcha.
I will at some point. I will at some point be showing off that stuff, but on a different platform.
Gotcha. I did actually. I recalled that yesterday I saw a Sabretooth cut. I can either show it now, or maybe once we're offline, I can show it to you.
Let's chat after this. There.
Let's keep it cool, okay? Let's chill. I love these.
There is no.
Those are cool. Those are super cool. Those yeah, I did a little video actually of opening when I was learning how to edit and film and all that. I did a couple of blaster boxes, and I had a bunch of my stuff from beginnings in the background that I went over.
Oh, by the way, so everybody knows, Sabretooth PC also has a great YouTube channel where he's cracking boxes, talking about sets and different kind of Marvel cards. And I'm going to be on it, so I'll be able to be on there, which I appreciate for the invite. Thank you, of course. It's called Last Pack Magic, so great title, great name. So be sure to check it out. I'll put the link and update all that kind of stuff so you guys can get to it. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Help the community out here.
I'll throw a link to it on my story as well. I'm trying not to use the Sabretooth one for much of it. There's a Last Pack Magic YT Instagram for it, but I'll tag that up on there so you guys can click and join.
This looks so good.
Great question from Soberface in the chat about how do you decide which cards to go after first, right? Because there's either the shotgun approach where you just go for everything, or are you more of the laser scalpel that you know your plan?
For myself, this is a hobby, so I go after the ones I can afford. I didn't lose my mind about any of them. I went after, in the beginning, I went after the cards that were priced really well and I thought were great cards. And then once I got those, I had to look to the next thing, and I focused on base, and then I focused on overpower cards. And then as sketches came up and I found cool sketches, I grabbed them as kind of like a treat. I would also collect sets. So when I would complete a set, I'd always get a Sabretooth sketch card to kind of top it all off. I ended up with a bunch from that. And then, that was kind of the start. And now it's kind of gone into promo stuff. A lot of cards that I didn't really know existed because Sabretooth's like standing in the background, like his like school photo, and some funny ones out there, actually, some really funny ones. He appears with Wolverine a lot, hey Josh, and lots of other characters he appears with too, and yeah.
Now, do you limit yourself to the front of the card only?
I wish. No. No.
I'm telling you, he's real. I'm not kidding. We spoke already. I know Graydon's real, man.
No, I don't. So I'm looking for text that has him in it, so I have all of the checklists. I go with the back of the cards as well. So whether it be an appearance or just font, I have those ones, and I have them kind of displayed in a cool way. I also went like one step farther, and I actually collect his son, Graydon Creed. So I have the Graydon Creed cards as well. And that's so yeah, I collect it all. Everything Sabretooth related I can.
Love it.
No girlfriends. I don't do any of the girlfriends, but yeah.
I don't want to do Galactus. I'm not doing Galactus. I don't care. Agree both. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Who was it? Some smartass on my Instagram, a friend of ours. That's why I'm calling him a smartass. I forgot who it was though. Was like, Galactus has Silver Surfer on the PMG in 2013. You're gonna need all three. I was like, no, I'm not, sir. Get away from me. So yeah, the sickness is deep. So you're talking about display. So how do you want it? Because I just landed on the binders, the top loader binders, which I'm obviously obsessed with. Not sponsored. I'm just enjoying it because I love seeing them all. So I went from one binder with just US release and then a massive binder with foreign TCG as I found them chronological order. And then I had everything in top loader at one point in a box. And now I'm back in a binder, everything laid out because A, I started buying doubles. And B, I had no idea what was there because it was hard to kind of refine and locate and all that kind of good stuff. What are you thinking display wise? Where are you at with that right now?
I've copied so much of it from you guys. Like none of these are original ideas whatsoever. But a lot of my collection lives in a Pelican case that I got at work. It's a case that a Crane remote normally comes in, and I just ditched the Crane remote and I put my Sabretooth cards in.
They're still looking for it, but
yeah, probably it's a good remote. But so I keep them in there, and then I in the beginning I had everything in magnetic one touches. So all my favorite cards were in there. But then as space got tight, I put all the base in top loaders, and now space is getting tight. So I'm going to move on to a second Pelican case, and I'm going to start dividing it up that way. I had it really nice and organized, but as cards keep showing up in the mail, I don't have a basement even close to the size of yours, Matt. So for now, but yeah, that's it's not even the display. It's more storage. I have a large IKEA bookshelf in my display room, but it's completely full of sets. It's completely full of binders. It doesn't have any of my Sabretooth stuff. So,
I mean, that's sort of the problem with all these new sets, right? I mean, to paraphrase Mike Tyson, everyone's got a plan until they're hit in the face, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
The binders took up some space. I decided right out of the gate that I was going to keep all of my sets in the exact same kind of binder. So I always buy the exact same binder. I buy them 12 at a time. And then so I have some consistency in display, and that helps. But I haven't quite narrowed down how I'm going to do the Sabretooth display. That's why I have the Instagram. It's really displayed there. Like if you follow along there, you're going to see all the cards. Like I'm just the caretaker of the collection. You guys get to see it all and participate with it all online. It's just as good, really.
So smart picking this up, by the way.
Hey, if you look at that picture, Tyler Main, the actual actor, liked that photo. I was pretty happy.
Yeah. That's what's up.
I was pumped.
That's what's up.
Yeah, there's the only guy with the
There's another one you've got of him, which is, I think it's in the left column and it's a little further down. I really like that one. I only saw that for the first time recently.
Yeah, that's the top.
He liked that one too.
Yeah.
I just got the Liv Schreiber one as well. He's got a great autograph.
It's great, man. This is what's up. I love this. And this is the card from the set that they put in there. So it's a card within a card within a card.
Right.
There's
some really cool Sabretooth ones. Like some of the cards are super cool. I've got some really great autos that I'm still piecing together. I've got a lot of photos to take after a couple of mail days here. There's
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in a lot of good sets. I mean, I never realized it, because this is like the beauty of character collecting, right? Is that you realize, like, sometimes I had to be really careful because, like, at one point I was so deep in the Surfer stuff that I realized there were sets I didn't even know about, and I was like, oh no, I totally didn't even know this set existed because Surfer's not in it, and I had to kind of familiarize myself when I started working at that gig. But I love seeing. Man, I always get jealous of other character collectors' collections because then you see their character in sets that I kind of wish Surfer was in. Like I wish Surfer had a purely periodic, or even like
those are cool.
Yeah.
Ultra Power. Like I really want to surf for Ultra Power.
And really, I don't like that card. I'm not a fan of that card.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care for that card at all.
See, that cracks me up, man.
I love that though. Everyone's got different tastes, right? Like that
It's
card.
the best.
I got that just because you had to.
You have to. Yeah, no. Oh, okay. Which card is the had to card? Like the most of had to cards.
Oh, you
where
just
like this thing's hideous. What the
it was
hell?
right. Oh, the have to hideous. Oof. There are some bad 90s base, man. 93 universe looks like anorexic Sabretooth jumping for an apple or something. It's a bad card. There's a bunch of bad Saber. That Exquisite's awesome. There's a bunch of bad Sabretooth cards, man.
So your favorite type of Sabretooth, is it what describe what you picture Sabretooth as being the best rendition of Sabretooth?
Oh man, what a great question.
Because everybody has their like character, like, and I'm excited to hear Matt's too, because Danny Moonstar has some really different looks to her in different contexts. So I'm interested to hear yours too. But yes, please go ahead.
I like Sabretooth as a big hairy bastard like me. So they're in the Marvel Metal one with all the fur coming out. I love those ones with their like the facial hair and everything. Like I love that right there. Like that is Sabretooth. You know what I mean? Like
that's cool.
Yeah, that's a Sabretooth card. I like Sabretooth also in the future. I would like to see like kind of gangster Sabretooth. Like kind of like in like a modern Sabretooth, like not jungle Sabretooth kind of guy. Like hopefully we see him in a Wolverine movie as like kind of a business character in a way, maybe.
I kind of like that. I love that concept for Sabretooth because
yeah,
that's a good idea. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah. That anime one too. That anime Sabretooth is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good, Matt. So tell me, Matt, what's your Danny Moonstar? I'm interested.
Before I do that, stop right there. Click on the bottom right, the Fleer Retro one. Is that the one with the tactical gear? Yeah. I like that Sabretooth.
That one is a Sabretooth climbs Everest.
Nice. Most of the time I lean towards just the traditional first New Mutant sort of Danny and the classic outfit. But these days, the Asgardian version, so the Valkyrie version, is one I really like. It's one you don't see too often. But yeah, I'd say honestly the classic, even the variations on the classic, but early times,
Matt, can I ask when you started collecting Danny?
Let's see. Sort of, I've always had a penchant. Probably about 3 years ago, I started picking at it, but I don't think I really started going heavy until late in 22, actually. So just a little more than a year.
Right on.
And because there are so few cards, I think, I've tried to do a checklist of them all.
Yeah.
And I think I've got most, and they're just over 300. That's including every variant that's there, all the 101s, etc. So I don't have that big of a universe to chase. Whereas I would be willing to bet Sabretooth at probably triple that.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's really real.
That's a good segue. Now, have you done that research so you know what you're up against, or are you just sort of, doing it in small little batches and like to the point you just said, you don't want to know the giant task you have in front of you?
I've been I don't know. I don't have for certain, and I was supposed to spend a lot of my Christmas break here doing a lot of my digital work. Actually, I reached out to you at one point a little bit about it, and I'm not that tech savvy, and I know that Excel isn't that tech savvy. I can handle it, I'm sure, but I've been meaning to put that together. I just have not found the time to start doing that. That's on my list. It's on my list of stuff to do, but haven't gotten to it yet.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Like I have a rough list. Matt's organization skills is just insane. The basement now reflects it, but
your basement looks very organized right now.
Finally, yes.
Congratulations, good for you.
Thanks. It was.
If there was a Marvel card collector like card game, Matt's basement would be like a location card of some sort.
The final boss.
It's so infamous.
I used to have to use that fake background, and then everybody started copying it, and so they were all in my basement. So.
The fancy piano and stuff.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's so
yeah. I love that so much. Yeah. The checklist stuff is tough. It's really tough. Like, and so people know you can go to Beckett Trading Card Database, Enlist, which is the one a lot of us use because that's the classic one, and then compile those 3 lists together and just see what's missing. A lot of the times, the things you guys are going to be missing are probably going to be one-off stickers, which are really tough. Stickers are tough. Foreign, I don't have a comprehensive list of foreign. I don't think I ever will have a comprehensive list of foreign, but that one's tough. TCG, the trading card game stuff, the only thing really tricky about those that I found when I put my list together and just talking to everybody who's here, everyone in the comments, is when the card doesn't say the character's name, but they're there. So you got to look up teams, you got to look up locations, you got to look up girlfriends, boyfriends, partners, whoever, storylines, beautiful. And you really have to deep dive there because that's the tricky one. And a good website for that is category1games.com.
That's good to know.
That's a great site because you really could just look and just browse through all of them without any search criteria, and you'll be surprised. Like, I feel pretty confident with the ones I have. I'm sure I'm missing some. Some are promo cards. Some just you find later. I did join a Facebook group. I can't remember what it was now for Versus System, because there were cards that were tournament prizes only.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool to find, which I had no idea that existed.
I can't believe how many cards are in the Versus and the Overpower. I mean, I had some in a shoebox. I didn't even like the cards. When I first started, I didn't like the Overpower cards, and I had them because someone threw them in. I was like, thanks. And now I'm like, I have to have all of them.
Yeah. No, and they're awesome because most of them are original art, and most of the art that's in there is original art and shared with Marble Masterpieces 0708.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people think Marble Masterpieces 0708 doesn't have original art. It does. It's just that it was also used for Versus System, and not all of it's original, but it's a good chunk of it is there. Yeah. So pretty cool. Let's look at some of the comments here, just so we can get ahead. I try to hold out the cards I need, then they pop up so few and far between, and I'm spending money on less desirable cards. Any suggestions on thoughts on how to avoid that pitfall? Get rid of your eBay search things. If you don't have a blue dot, it's easier to move past it. I think that's the kicker. And I would also say I would have a rotating display. For me, I find this problem a lot because I like a lot of different types of marble cards, but I try to focus on Surfer because I always need to have a pot of gold in case a rare Surfer does pop up, because I can't just, not have that, because you got to make those decisions quickly when they happen. Rotate your display and you'll find yourself kind of being like surprised by your collection, and that will kind of satisfy the thirst of needing to like purchase something else. Do you guys have this problem as well?
Matt, I'll let you go.
No, again, hers is just such a small universe. I can just take the approach of just get them all, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's
true. I mean, with 300 cards, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's awesome until sometimes the obsession, right? The last big one I bought, I had not had to, but I got I think I mentioned to you, Norn, I got a Psylocke Dangerous Divas 2 Diamond. So there's only 10, and it's Psylocke because she half appears on the back. Right? In fact,
I love it.
Yeah. Here, I can actually I'll show the screen.
Please do.
This isn't a YouTube channel. This is a support group.
Yeah, well, that it always.
The banner's about to drop down, so don't worry. The intervention banner, it's coming.
Right.
So that is Danny, eyes cut off in the upper right-hand corner, holding the bow.
How did you figure that out?
Well, as I saw the full.
What is going on?
Right, there's the full puzzle. So, and I also had to get the card that has the top of her head, of course.
I just bought Sabretooth's hand, and it wasn't. It was annoying.
His fingernails creeping over the side, right?
I'm not even kidding. Absolutely, yeah. Like, is that it? Yeah, that was him.
I found a card that was a case incentive card that had Surfer on it that was that big.
Right.
I'm not even kidding. Like that big.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
That had the 3, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That freaking big. I was so pissed. You should have seen me because then it got expensive. I got lucky though because the one for Marvel Masterpieces 0708 is the one with Galactus and he's fighting like Avengers and a couple other superheroes. I don't know if you guys seen it. There's a 3 color one and a 3 black and white one. Have you guys seen this?
I know that one though.
The black and white one had gotten so stupid expensive because it's kind of rare. But Surfer's not in it. He's only in the color one and at the very edge of the card with his little board pointing out. And I'm just like, thank God I dodged that bullet. But yeah, it's pretty painful. It is a pretty painful thing.
I'm just going to answer the buddy's question about grabbing mini cards in the meantime instead of saving up for big ones. Screw saving up for the big ones. I don't give a crap about the big expensive $1,000 cards. I can't afford those. I don't even let them in my mind. If I see them for a good price, I grab them. If they're a ton of money, I don't lose a minute of sleep over it.
And also, like, this brings up a great point. When it's a conversation I've had with both of you separately. Pricing on your characters, right? I think we talk about character collecting a lot, and we talk about do I reveal I collect this character? Do I let people know like what's going to happen with the prices held over a barrel kind of thing? What is kind of like your stance on how people price your character, or like what are your thoughts on people doing that, or not necessarily people do that because people can do whatever they want, but
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, what's your experience with that? Like in terms of how you decide where to put your money into certain cards, and you come against those situations, what are some steps you take? And we'll go with Graydon first, and then OCD.
For myself, I'm pretty stiff on price. Like I make an offer on a card, and sometimes I throw out an outrageous offer, and sometimes I throw one out that's like $5 from what I'm willing to settle on. And I find that Sabretooth is a very reasonably priced card, and it's really obvious when it's not. So like if there's no such thing as a $600 Sabretooth card. If you're holding something and you're like, this is a $600 Sabretooth card, you are completely kidding yourself. That's like saying you have a $100,000 Honda Civic. You don't. I'm sorry, but if
good.
Wolverine's hand is in the picture, maybe. But so for myself, I if it's your property, you price it as however you please, and do you. I hope you get your money out of it. But for me, I have a very good idea of what they're worth, and my offers on them must be pretty accurate, because I would say that 85% of the deals I try to put together go through without a hitch. So
yeah, I think character tier. I mean, I think Sabretooth is probably top B tier, lower A, probably lower A tier. Actually, I think he's closer. And Danny being lower, I've never run into any of her cards other than one of ones that have been priced too high. The toughest ones are when she's got a cameo on a big character, like that Silent Diamond, or the 2016 Just Go SSA Magic, where she's in the corner box on the What If version.
Oh yeah,
that was probably the most expensive card I purchased for my collection, all because she's got a tiny little head in the corner box.
I haven't purchased the Thanos from MM22 What If because of that. It says Silver Surfer, and then Silver Surfer's in the corner box, Silver Surfer 44, and it's just like I can't do it. So I'm waiting it out. I just can't do it right now. Yeah. But that's good. That's really good comments. I like that.
Yeah. I think your story is probably a little different, Oren, with the
I'd say
I can't tell where Surfer is. I don't know. I don't understand. Me and Matt always tries to, like, Matt hears me talk crap and then has to puts me in my place. But I'm like, Surfer's like a C-level character. I don't know why anybody collects him, honestly. He's just, bottom of the barrel. I wouldn't even touch that. It's garbage. Don't just send it over here. There's a lot of people collecting Surfer now. Funny, and I've always had fights with bidding for Surfer. I don't know why. I don't know. Someone collects him who just wants to make my life hard. I don't know if it's a personal thing or what, but yeah.
For me, it's the Wolverine collectors. I'm always competing with the Wolverine collector.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always, and I love it. I respect it. It's a cool cameo, but Wolverine has cost me money. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's cost a lot of people money.
It's cost a lot of people money.
I don't even want him though, but
Yep. We got a question for you. Ooh, this is tough. So I will say this. So on this channel, I always make sure not to tell people you don't have to share anything you're hunting because I know how that goes. So
I got answers for him, no problem.
Okay, go for it.
100%. And Full Venom Jackie, you're awesome, buddy. You're wicked. The cards I'm after right now, and maybe all of you guys can help me with this, are air cards. I'm looking for weird air cards. I'm looking for anything that was pack crimped, that has the font ink is faded or off. Any kind of air card I'm really looking for. If any of you guys have them, you come across them, I got a shiny Canadian loony for you. Send them. Yeah. It would be great if any of you know. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I want to have a couple of pages in my binder when I get one put together that is just really weird air cards.
They're my they've always been my favorite, like, part acquisition, kind of like just like surprise acquisition, right? And never been like, I think the one that I'm just massively in love with, I'm so happy I have, is the 93 missing any text, any foil imprint. It's just the art in the front of the card. It's I never thought I never even thought that would even exist. And I'm just like, because 93 is probably my favorite Surfer I don't know. It's up there. It's like top 3, top 2. It's just such a good piece by Julie Bell, but it's kind of cool to have. Do you have a lot of air cards, Matt?
I have one.
Wow, really?
Yep. It was the X-Men Metal Palladium, same as yours, no text on it.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one to have an error of, though. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a good one. How did you come across it, Matt?
Honestly, it was either on ComC or eBay. It was somewhere. I just saw it and I was like, click, bought it.
What was it? Was it advertised as an error, or were you the detective?
No, it wasn't.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
That's the one to go for.
Yeah.
And then you know to look for this promo, right? Graydon, we already talked. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got my fingers crossed, but I am holding my breath. You know what I mean?
Just flip them. Just check. People post them. They don't realize. So
yeah,
maybe get lucky.
Yeah,
thank you guys for all being here. By the way, you guys are so nice. I just moved the Psylocke 63 from Allegiance on eBay. Did you grab that?
Yeah, no, I don't think she was on that one, thankfully.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Do we know a Green Goblin collector yet?
What a great character to pick. If you're looking to do it, that would be
That's a smart one.
Cool one to do.
Yeah, that's a really smart one, isn't
it? Grab him. I don't know if he would specifically be Goblin.
Fernando's awesome. He's really nice. You haven't met him yet, but super amazing collector, old school collector. And he collects a lot of the Spider-Man villains. I don't know how hard he does. He does character collecting, but OG style. So I can't even say, I don't want to put out his business, but it's very cool. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Jedi mind tricks going on with this comment.
Look at Jordan. Oh, shit, collector, give him all of me. That's my boy. That's what you do, Jordan. I like him. Good job. That's our cable collector right there. I need to have you on here. Text me on Instagram. I just shipped you your cards, but we're going to figure something out. I got to each up.
Your cable collection is wicked.
It's amazing. He's been going crazy in that.
Absolutely.
It's great. It's killer. It's just a killer piece.
So many of you character collectors out there watching this have incredible collections. I love flipping through your stuff on Instagram. And thank you so much to everybody that shares them on Instagram on a regular basis. I spend a lot of time looking at it.
Yeah.
It's such a great way to see the older sets too. Right, you can go across sort of by a character versus just, okay, here's all 100 base cards from the set, and you just, there's no real focus. Having that character to sort of anchor you across the collection, it's just always so fun.
It's beautiful. It kind of gives you a tour of Marvel cards in a strange way. Like when I did the binders and I was kind of flipping through them, I was like, man, it's just so cool to see all the iterations and all the different artists who draw a character. And I don't know. I'm very happy there are more people doing it now, and I don't know. I'm just happy you guys are here, and I'm happy you guys enjoy this stuff too.
Heck yeah.
Where do you see the breaking scene for Marvel cards in 2024? I think that comment got interrupted, or something was partly commented there. I'm not really sure what you mean by breaking scene.
Breaking cards, new product, I assume.
I don't know. 2024 has a lot of stuff coming. It seems like. Yeah.
Does Insanity count as where we see the breaking scene?
It's going to be pretty epic. I wonder how many people are going to take the I hate to say gamble, but I wonder how many people are going to try new product and do things that they maybe are not comfortable with or speculating on. It'd be interesting. Like I know Flair Ultra Wolverine, Midnight Suns.
Right here. I'll be doing it all year long. Sign me up.
That's awesome. I'm excited to see like people breaking platinum. I'm excited to see. God, the Allegiance was cool. I was really surprised by that set, and the What If set. That was really cool to see people break that too.
The Allegiance set was fun.
The Allegiance set is pretty. I was really surprised. There's nothing there for me, but Surfer wise, but the cards were sick. I was jealous. I wish I had Surfer.
That's actually a really interesting point. So there wasn't anything in there for you, as in so Surfer wasn't in there. There was no Sabretooth. There was nothing for me in there. So for that set, I rainbowed Cyclops.
Oh, nice.
So whenever that's kind of just a cool thing to quickly mention. Whenever Sabretooth doesn't appear in a set, but I want to break a box on my channel or with my my nieces and nephews, I pick an X-Men character.
Nice.
I'll pick an X-Men character, not even one that I'm attached to. I'll just pick one as it comes out of a pack and start from there.
I get stuck. I get my character I collect when my character's not there is an X-Men character too. It's Gambit. I can't help myself. Always. Anytime I see a Gambit card, I'm just like, all right, let's do Gambit this time. Or Spot, of course. But yeah.
There are 2 upcoming Allegiance sets that could be problematic for you, though, right? Because you've got Allegiance Infinity War, right? Yep. And Allegiance Secret Wars. So it depends which Secret Wars. Is it the 84 one, or is it one of the later ones? So
I don't know what they're going to do in the Infinity thing. I'm hoping he is there. I mean, I don't know how you don't have him not there. The MCU did it to me, bastards. You should have seen. I was so mad. I was so mad when Hulk came crashing down into Doctor Strange's what is it called? Sanctuary, Santium, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Something. Don's here. He's going to be pissed at me. I don't know. And Hulk comes crashing through. I'm like, you bastards. Surfer should be crashing through. How could you replace him for me? Emily makes fun of me all the time because I went to go watch that movie alone. She was like, because leading up to it, I was like, they're going to surprise. It's going to be a scene. There's going to be some edit scene. He's going to be in the end. And she was like, okay, honey. For a week, she was just like being very nice to me. Came home. I was like, he wasn't there. I was devastated. I was so mad. So mad. Oh, nice.
Hey man, I like all your guys' stuff on Instagram. I follow all your guys' stories and comments. Whenever you message me or whatever, I try to get back to you as quick as possible. Keep reaching out. I love it.
Please do. Yeah, I think all of us character collectors need to stick together. Character collecting hashtag. That way we can get it really going. Do you guys use to take pictures?
I like that.
Yeah, we should. Character collector.
I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna make that happen.
Hashtag character collector. That's it. I don't know. That way we can all see them on one thing when we look up a hashtag. I think it'd be cool.
Great.
What do you guys use to take pictures, or do you scan them in? I just went through the cell and scanned over 800 Silver Surfer cards because of Matt's great advice. Who killed it? Matt, you scanned, right?
I almost always scan, yes, and I use mine's actually pretty old at this point, but it's an Epson. I use 300 DPI, and then I throw them all into Photoshop. I resize them all to the exact same size, play with the levels and the color balance, and what is the other one I use? Vibrance. Just nothing crazy, but just a kind of.
But they look beautiful though. Like you've shown me your scan, like you've shown me your finished cards. They look beautiful. So I did them, and it looks great. The 300 DPI really, I think I'm all about that, and it's fast too because if you go any higher on DPI, I was doing something stupid like 1200. because I was like, let's do the high. Well, I'm
So
insane.
you could
And
eat
I was
dinner while the scan is going, right? That takes forever.
one card went into the system and it took like 4 hours. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is not for me. So I was like, let's do 300, but you don't really lose a lot of quality. And you don't see like when you go any higher, you start looking at like the paper quality. You know what I mean? Like you get, no,
Yeah.
it's true. It's weird. All of a
For
sudden
real.
you start losing like, you lose quality because it's too high depth.
Yeah.
So,
The Olympus EPL8.
right, horizontally.
Mhm.
If you put your hologram cards vertical, you get the effect. If you have them horizontal, they end up black.
Oh, interesting.
It was crazy. I tried it and they came out black, and I was like, let's try vertical for the whatever. We're here. I was like loony bins at 1,000 cards. I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. And they came out great. Like the effect was there. It was actually really cool. Anyway, yeah, random thing. But yeah. So let's see. Yeah, Platinum's very exciting. Super boring. Send all of your Midnight Signs to Ryder. Don't worry. Midnight Suns to Ryder. Hey guys, I'm a character collector again. Oh, what's up, Matt? So nice. Currently building a set of all PSA 10 Gambit cards. Matt, hit me up on Instagram. We're going to be friends.
So my understanding, what he just said is, let's take a super popular character, and then let's add the extra hurdle of PSA 10.
We're going to talk about that actually.
And you're saying I'm crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
He might just might have another award winner here for craziest collector of the year. Getting there with the set and the hunt is super painful, but super fun and exhilarating as well. Yes, I could imagine. That's a big. That's tough. Are you gonna do versus team? Are you gonna go all the way out? You beast. When you get the submissions back and get another 10 out of PC, it's awesome. Yeah, Forest Moon Collectibles was doing all 10 CGC of the Silver Surfer Prism set, and he was just going to town. I mean, I think he's like 8 cards away. It's insane. It's like 100 and something cent. He has all 10s. It's impressive.
I would love to hear his take on, because I ran into this, and I say this with all love for CGC and its employees and contractors. But that label switch, I'd done so many with the blue, and then all of a sudden the other ones are going to have a different label. It was just soul crushing.
Yeah.
Well,
I bet.
It's awful. Like it's really awful. It's terrible. It's
I mean, it's done. So it's like, what's this? Almost this silly to even talk about it, right?
No, it's not. It's not silly to talk about at all. I think it's important to talk about because that's the danger of grading, right? And then you have the danger of like certain cards are not that should not be 10s or 10s, and certain cards that shouldn't be 9s or 9s. You know what I mean? Like it's a real pain in the ass to do the graded collection thing on the character collector because BGS has changed their labels back in the day. PSA changes their labels, like the hologram things. Little variations there, nothing major like the CGC one. And I was a huge fan of CGC blue label and still am, and miss it greatly because it was kind of the one that I helped kind of get to where it was. You know what I mean? And it's very heartbreaking to see that kind of change. And the new one looks nice, but it's hard for a collection to see that shift. But with you guys and your graded card collections, I love to hear what you're thinking. Graydon, like what is something that is this something you're thinking about? Is this something you want to stay away from? Are you just not there yet?
I don't do graded cards. Don't touch them. Not my thing. Not part of my collection.
Yeah.
Good for all you guys that do. If it renews or keeps your interest in the hobby, I'm 100% behind you. For myself, I don't do graded cards. Not my thing.
I wish I had that opinion a year ago. Because now I look back and I feel like I'm like Forrest Gump. I am not a smart man.
I was very surprised when you sent in all the variants because this happened to me too. And Matt and I had this conversation a lot, and I was very blunt with Matt, very blunt about sending in cards and stuff like that. I do think you do have graded cards though that for the Danny Moonstar are amazing to have graded because they're so difficult to have in that kind of condition that I think it makes total sense. So I will say that. Yeah. And that's kind of what I did with my graded collection. I made sure, because I just didn't want to go down that road because I'm not I like graded cards. I like the idea of graded cards, and I think it does help, especially with cards that were overproduced. And I like that. I like that as a reason a lot, especially long term holding. But at the time that I decided to grade my cards, I was in the thick of the surfer stuff, really only searching for really hard to find stuff because he was banned for so long, and I had finished. You know what I mean? So I was at a stage where I was doing it, and my decision was, and maybe the Gambit collector wants to take this advice. You don't have to, buddy. I think it's amazing what you're doing. I don't know how many Gambit cards there are out there, but there. I don't think. Maybe there's more than 600. I don't know. He's not crazy.
There's 300, Danny. Oh my God! Of course, there are more than 600.
I only have.
Just doing the numbers, yeah.
I only have 900 for Surfer.
I bet Gambit's at least up there because Surfers had gaps where you just didn't appear.
Notice how he said only.
Yeah, right.
No, that's the sickness. That's what. That's this guy's all gone. There's nothing there left. It's empty.
That was an only.
That was a scary only for someone to say only at 900.
If there are 900 Sabretooth cards, I'd like to tell everyone there will be a Sabretooth collection on eBay tonight. That will be the whole thing. So,
for the graded collection, it's so great. For the graded collection, what I did was I only did. I did no verses, no teams, no appearances, and I only did one of each parallel. So for my collection, there's only it's only 70 cards. Well, 75 cards that are graded, 9 or better. And it was basically like base cards, insert cards, because I wanted to have a graded card collection of all the different types of surfer art where he's being featured on the card alone. Because otherwise, I knew this is the stuff I didn't want to do. Because I was like, there's no way to manage that without losing my sense of just everything has to be graded. Because I've seen too many people do it, and it just wasn't, But I do think you need to have, not need, there's no need, but I do think it's a smart move to have, and you know what they are when you're a character collector, right? You know what cards are just like this card, here, this card there, and you kind of organize it that way. Let's see. Sorry, what's that? Any thoughts about the room and the hobby for custom cards? I saw you had some custom cards ordered, and I'm seeing someone doing who is very nice, and I haven't gave him a shout out yet, but they did comic cuts, custom comic cuts on eBay, and those look pretty fun and stuff like that. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't. If someone gifts me a custom card, I'll put it in the collection, but I don't go after custom cards. Personally,
no room for custom cards.
Yeah. I think they're cool in general, and I like them, and it's incredible what some people are able to do with them. But I mean, if you think about it from a character perspective, that sort of changes for me, it would be from 300 to quite literally unlimited, right? Because you could do so many different variations. So just from my OCD perspective, that would be a dangerous rabbit hole.
Yeah, I think official releases where I draw the line. Foreign stuff does get tricky because some foreign stuff will technically be an official release, but still made out of someone's basement. So I don't know how those two things in a paradoxical way kind of exist together, but sometimes they do. So that does happen. So no sketches. I'm doing base and gold fakes for just rethinking, doing adding. Okay, cool. I like that, Matt. That makes sense. I feel like it won't be so bad. Oh no, we love it. No worries. I'm glad you asked. Custom cards are cool, man. I like them. It's just in terms of like saying, oh, they're part of this collection. From like my head, it's just so much. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I think actually a good pick. I think one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
A lot of people like them.
Something on your graded collection, Fausto, that was super cool. I love the checklist you made for your own graded collection. I think that was so sharp. That was really neat.
And I'll share it here so you guys can see it. Just so, I mean, this channel is just here to like help people kind of think through this and do it any which way they want to. So again, this is not me telling anybody how to do this. So I hope that's coming across.
This channel taught me at least half of what I know about character collecting. This is where people come to learn all this stuff. This is a class that's being taught.
Well, I'm glad people are enjoying it because I think I think it's fun, and I think it's cool to see people kind of get into it themselves. And that's the most exciting part about this, is doing the videos, that like everyone here is also kind of figuring out something in terms of how they want to approach this, which I like a lot. So here it is. So I'm just zooming it in here a little too much because I have a hit list of people who have cards that I want. And I don't want to out them.
Why is there a column called home addresses? What's that?
What is it? You think that's the worst one? Social Security is right after that, so you're good. But here you go. So this is what I did, and this is how I went about it. And I put the artist of the card too, and the pop. None of this is really updated. This is what I'm missing. Blah blah blah. What I have, it's in red. I want a 10 because I'm insane. But yeah, it's super manageable.
I love it. I love it. I love that you had the checklist too in your with your graded collection. That's neat.
There's probably a way to write a script to scrape the pop on a regular basis.
Thank you, Matt. Just let me know when you get it, and I appreciate it.
Honestly, I bet AI could write it for you.
You know, at some point in the hobby, like talking about how big all of the sets have got and all that, how is there not an Excel file yet of just everything so that we can go through and just highlight what we have? Some smart person in the hobby, I'm not it because I can barely turn a computer on, but someone make an Excel file that has everything. Start at 87 and go, and we can just highlight what we have. It'd be perfect.
I think the so what's happening, so I had to do something like that for CGC when I started working with them to help build their database. A lot of things like that exist on Endlist, and a few other sites like Trading Card Database is also trying to claim it and do it. Right now there is a race amongst 3 or 4 people who are all trying to build out the Wikipedia page, because they're all desperately trying to run and do this and put images, and everybody wants to be the one to own that site. So that low key, that's what's happening for some people right now.
Let me know when it's.
Let me know when it's up. And it's a smart move. Honestly, it's a smart move, but it's a tough thing to manage, because if you look at Pokemon does it really well. Bulbapedia, if you're a Pokemon collector, is the Wikipedia site for Pokemon cards, and it is beautiful. Like every image of the card, artist, like basically a dream for any kind of card hobby place. But
I've heard of Pokemon before. What are those again?
It's awesome.
From Japan, all the kids are raving about it.
It's, they just started getting into it. It's really not that popular. Okay, wrong channel. Here we go. Right, perfect. Favorite Sabretooth of all time. Let me get his IG up here.
Favorite Sabretooth card of all time.
He found it after.
Oh, he did? Okay. What's your favorite?
The gold foil 96 Sabretooth. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did you just get the promo?
Maybe.
Yeah, you did. You dirty dog. Good man.
I bought a couple of those. I've bought a couple of those cards. I love that card. I don't. My favorite card. If you ask me in a week, it'll be a different card. But this week, last week, and the week before, it was that one. I love that. I love it.
It's a beautifully designed card for like being from the 90s and looking as elevated as it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a Trapper Keeper kind of like design on it. It has just the gold foil thing. It's nice. I like it a lot. It's pretty.
I guess it's worth mentioning that I'm a painter, and I appreciate seeing original art that is that well executed. So I guess part of it isn't just like the end result image, but it's how well they're painted. That card's spectacular.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a really nice looking card. It really is. Yeah, I learned that from you. Oh, okay. You talked about that. Not adding teams just this past week. I thought I might add them, but I'm sticking with Gambit alone cards at the moment. I think that's awesome, Matt. Do whatever you want. Maybe get the hard stuff first and then walk back. But I think more people are going to be grading Marvel cards. I think when they get low, start getting into it. And then when you hit that wall, start buying 9s or 9.5s, And if they're cheap enough, take a risk, crack, and send out again, because that's what a lot of people do. And that might be the way to go about it. But I think that's cool. Please send me pictures, man. If you're not posting on Instagram, or let me follow you, because I'd love to see that collection. It sounds really cool. That's awesome. Well, we're an hour in, which is crazy that that's moved that fast. I want to thank everybody for being here and hanging out and stuff like that. Are there any kind of questions, Matt, you have before I do some rapid fire questions, maybe for our buddy Graydon?
Oh, start with rapid fire, and I'll see if I can riff off of them.
Okay. All right, rapid fire. Let's get crazy. Let's get crazy.
Shoot.
Favorite Sabretooth?
Favorite Sabretooth? Dan DeSantis,
Dan.
Sabretooth. I love that one. Like I said, that 96 Sabretooth Julie Bell, that one's going to be like it for the next like couple of weeks. But the Dan work is amazing, absolutely amazing.
Such a classic pose for Sabretooth too. You know what I mean? It's great. Okay. Here's a good one. Favorite character Sabretooth battles with? And second question, has it been done on a card yet?
Ooh. Favorite Sabretooth battle? I'm going to say, because it appeared in the movie, I like the Jean Grey battles with them. Hate the card. Ugly.
It's not Jean Grey small, right? I just saw it on your feed.
It looks like, I'm not even going to get into what it looks like they're going to be doing, but it's a terrible looking card. It's an ugly card, and it's a great battle. So I'm going to go with that one.
Wait, I'm going to share it.
Yeah, I got it up on there.
And I was dying because I was like, oh man, that's funny. There you go.
Looks like Sabretooth and Jean Grey celebrate Valentine's Day. You know what I mean?
They look intimate. I don't know. Cyclops and Wolverine better watch out.
Right?
Isn't there... Oh, God, what set is it from? Isn't there a card that looks like that? I think it's Women of Marvel, where it's Wolverine holding Jean in that almost exact pose. I'm gonna find that now.
Find it. I think you're right, actually.
That card.
I won't put it up anymore. I know it stirs something deep inside of you. All right, last question. All right. What's an insert you've seen that you wish Sabretooth had been part of?
What's an insert? Because Matt brought it up before, I'm going to go with comic cuts. And I know that he does appear in comic cuts, but there's some of you character collectors out there that are so spoiled with the amount of times your character appears in comic cuts. Mine's like an endangered species. Mine's like the elusive yellow tree frog of the comic clippings. And like, I don't own one. I don't have one. I've like given up on even caring about it. I wish there was like a flood of like, you know what? We're only going to do Sabretooth comic clippings for a year. So that would be cool.
Well, I only had one until this year.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even supposed to be printed. Like, that's how stupid it was.
So
I
I'm
was
not
seeing
complaining.
that.
I know you've waited, but
No, you can complain because it makes my heart feel better because I complained for years.
You know, that's my answer.
That's a good one. Yeah. That's me. You killed the rapid fire questions. That was fast. That was good. Matt, you got anything? That's good.
Who would you like to see do the art for a Sabretooth card?
Wow, what a good...
That's why you bring them on. That's why you bring them onto your channel, because this shit happens. I love it.
I would love to see... I'm not going to name a name, but I would love to see a young talent be given a Marvel Masterpiece set and have them get a chance to do it. And I would love to see someone kind of from left field who we don't really know all that well be given a huge opportunity to crush a whole set. I know that Dan is a very well-established artist, but I think a lot of people got more familiar with him for the first time because of his set. So I would hope to see a young artist get that kind of opportunity to kill it like Dan did. So that's a non-answer for the answer.
It's a good though, because it's like, it's not necessarily a specific answer, but I like the idea of a different perspective. And that's kind of what happened with Simone, right? Simone No, I mean, comic book artist, super well established, amazing talent, blah, 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 blah. But his take on it was very different, right? It kind of was like Sinkovich in 93, like a bunch of people who were in 93, that was kind of off the beaten path too. But he had a full set. So aesthetically, when you look through your character binder, you have a version of your character that stands out from the rest. And I think that's Masterpieces is should be someone who's a great artist, blah blah blah, both preferably like a comic book background kind of artist type of situation. But I like them being different. Like I was really hoping this time for anime, it would be one artist and very different. But this year's anime was done by a bunch of artists, and everybody was different. But I kind of wish the uniform was there a little. Uniformity was there a little.
I agree about that for sure. I would agree with that.
But I like it though. I love anime for that very reason, that you can have a cool rendition of your character that maybe it's never happened in a card before.
Matt, to add to your question as far as ours, I'll go one step farther and say I would like to see more of the original art done in oil paint and be continued to be done in oil paint. I think that some of these artists have shown how well you can display light using an oil paint product as opposed to watercolor or acrylic. Oil paint is a artist's medium that is very challenging to use, and those paintings are even more impressive when someone knows how to use oil paint.
Yeah, and it is sort of a lost art, right? We are seeing more and more digital, even if it's only digital inks and colors. We're definitely seeing a lot more of those. So I agree wholeheartedly. Do it the old-fashioned way.
I've got a question for you guys, and that's: do you want to break a box tomorrow?
Twist the arm, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's put something together there, Mr. Fausto. Maybe you even have a box for us to.
Done. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes. So that's what's going to happen. So we'll open a box tomorrow. We'll make sure everybody's free. Set up a time. Clue Matt in. I got this beautiful boy here. So some Prism action. We'll talk about some other stuff. We'll do it on Last Pack Magic with my boy Graydon here. So you'll have that on Instagram. Make sure to look for that. I'll advertise it and all that kind of stuff. We'll figure out something. But I just wanted to again say thank you both for being here. Thanks for deciding to have it be on the Character Collector channel, Graydon. It really means a lot, man, that you came in here and did this with us, brother.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for this platform to learn all this stuff. I'd have like 4 cards in a lunchbox if I didn't have this channel to watch and learn how to do it all. So thank you so much, you guys.
All right, and before we sign off, I'm going to address the elephant in the room that no one in chat wanted to ask. So, Norrin, for a second, take off your hat.
I know. We talked about this happening.
Take off your hat. Take it off. Come on, just do it. All right, chat. Brothers from another mother or what?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait. You got the fin going on a little bit more. Hold on.
Here we go.
It's actually pretty close, man. I got to be honest. Well, when we video chat, we were like, "You're incredibly good looking." He's like, "You're incredibly good looking." What?
So strange. I'm so glad you brought that up, Matt, because my wife was the one that brought it up. I was like, "Oh, this is a new friend of mine. We've been chatting." She's like, "Do you realize how similar you two look?"
It's crazy. Emily hasn't seen a picture of you yet. I'm going to show her this video after. She's like, "How?"
That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching these screens, and I'm like, one of these things is not like the other.
Well, it was funny. We were laughing because, like, before you got on, I was like, "Thank God I'm wearing the hat. Otherwise, Matt's not going to know who he's talking to."
Right? Yeah, that's why we have the names below. It's really
yeah, we were like, "Hey."
That's funny.
But this was a blast. Thank you all. You guys are great. I hope you enjoyed the show. This was a lot of fun. Matt, I can't thank you enough for everything you do in this hobby. As my friend, thank you for being here, brother.
Love being here. Anytime.
All right, everybody. We'll see you all soon. More to come. Bye, everyone.
See ya.